What's up? Let's do 30 minutes of core, Pilates, strengthening. Hey, I'm Preston. Today, all you'll need is a mat and some water, just like always. Let's start with a warm-up, and then we'll get into a lot of core work with a lot of Pilates moves thrown in. Always best to start off the routine with some cat and cow. Here's my live heart rate on the screen. Inhale, drop the stomach for the cow, look up. Exhale, push the mat away. Around the back for the cat. Again, inhale, drop the stomach, look up for the cow. There's my body composition on the screen. We'll do one more cat. So glad you can join me today. Round the back. And then let's come back to all fours, just like so. From here, we will raise the left arm up to the sky. Nice big twist at the torso. Then thread that left arm underneath the right. All of the weight rests on the left shoulder. Walk your right hand forward. Tip over your water cup. And we'll just rest here for a few seconds. And then on your next exhale, push yourself up back to all fours. Raise your right arm up to the sky this time. Thread it underneath your left. Walk your left hand forward. Right shoulder has all the weight. Hold that for another breath. Just minimize this window here. All right. On the next exhale, come to all fours. Walk your hands forward to the top of the mat. Drop your pelvis. Exhale, squeeze your butt. Look up for Cobra, high Cobra here. Then let's come back to all fours. So just a quick recap, today we will be doing 30 minutes of core Pilates exercises. We start and end each routine with a plank. Every time we do the plank, we add on 1 second to each plank. Let's get ready for our first plank. So from all fours, we want to step the right leg back. And then when you're ready, step the left leg back and we will start our plank. Looks like the plank will be for 1 minute and 30 seconds, and that starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So step both feet back, lift your hips up. Try and keep a straight line from your hips to your shoulders. Push the mat away, engage your abs. Squeeze through your butt. Look down at the mat. Great job. Don't forget to breathe. Retract the shoulder blades slightly. Nice, tight core. Option here to do a forearm plank. You can also alternate between the two so the forearms carry most of the weight. The toes are curled under. The butt is still in line with the shoulders. Option, of course, to drop your knees here, but try and keep that weight off your knees, supporting your entire body weight with your core, straight line, abs nice and tight. Only 15 more seconds, can you believe it? After the timer goes off, we'll sit back into a child's pose. 3, 2, 1. Nice work. Make your knees wider than your torso. Sit back into a child's pose for a few seconds here. Great work. Windshield wiper, we'll do the upper torso windshield wiper, which looks like this. You lie on down, curl your head, neck, and shoulders off the mat, palms face towards the sky, and we're going to windshield wipe the top half of our body, trying to get our fingers to touch our heels. If you can touch your heels with your fingers, move your heels a little further away and increase that left and right windshield wiping motion with the crunch. Friendly reminder, you can chat with me if you're watching live. You just open up that chat box and go ahead and chat away. Up next we have kind of more of the same. This time we will flip our palms over from facing up to facing down. We'll move our feet even further forward and same motion. Try and really reach for your heels. Curl up even higher. This is a great warm-up exercise to warm up the rectus abdominis, the obliques, the arms, the head, neck, and shoulders. 3, 2, and 1. Nice work. What's next? Open leg rocker. Let's get right into the difficult moves. Why not? Come up to seated, bring your legs in the tabletop, and then when you're ready, try and extend your legs up, lean back a little bit, grab somewhere along your legs, straighten your legs as much as possible, make sure you have nothing behind your head. Inhale, rock back, exhale, rock forward, hold that position. Inhale, rock back, exhale, rock forward. The goal here is to try and keep your legs open and straight. So my legs are about as wide as my mat, and I'm trying to hold my balance with my legs open. You can also reach more for your ankles if you have that flexibility. No neck on the mat. Whoops. No neck on the mat here. Just wide legs, rocking back to your shoulder blades and back up. All right, great job on that one. Next is a tuck up. So from either with your knees bent or your legs straight, you're going to come from a lying position up into a tucked position with your knees tucking towards your chest. Option to extend your arms behind you and really tuck. Get those knees in as far as you can towards your chest. And then on your way up, you hold the balance. And then on your way down, you try and let each vertebrae touch the mat. So about 15 more seconds here. Great job. Keep it up. Last 10. Slow and controlled. Knees into the chest. 3, 2, 1. Nice work. Slow climbers coming up. Flip on over. Back into that plank position. We will drive our knees in towards our elbows as slow as we possibly can while keeping our butt low, our core engaged. We're squeezing our abs. Exhale as you drive the knee toward your wrist, and then inhale as you put that foot back to plank. 15 more seconds. Slow. The slower the better. The more you can keep your pelvis, your torso nice and level, the better as well. All right, up next we have a tempo sit-up with an arm raise. Tempo sit-up means you have, or you do these at a decent pace. So raise your arms up to the sky as you sit up. The feet are on the mat. The knees are bent. Use as little momentum as you can to do these sit-ups. Try and use your core muscles for everything today. Keep those arms nice and high. Energize them. So imagine you were holding something in between your hands, keeping your feet on the mat. Another 10 seconds. I'm going to slowly roll down on this last one. Nice work. Dead bug up next. Readjusting my mat so I don't smash my head into the couch. Dead bug, you start with your legs in the tabletop. Lower back in the mat, arms raised up to the sky. Extend your right leg out to 45 degrees or even lower. Left arm goes back straight next to the ear. Come back up to tabletop. Opposite arm, opposite leg. Really reaching that leg forward and really reaching that arm back. You want to keep your lower back in contact with the mat at all times. This may mean you don't lower your legs as far. If you can keep the lower back in contact, lower the legs just a couple of inches off the mat and really reach forward at the same time. Up next we have bicycles with a toe tap. So we'll do one bicycle, one toe tap, same side. So legs to tabletop, curl your head, neck and shoulders off the mat, hands gently behind your head, elbows nice and wide. Extend your right leg out, and then right elbow to left knee, and then reset, and then reach for that left foot. Right hand, left foot, opposite. Left leg out long, then quickly reset, opposite hand, opposite knee. Once you have that, you can speed it up a little bit. So we're doing one bicycle, one toe tap. When you do that toe tap, it makes you want to curl up even higher, which is excellent, to reach for that opposite toe. Great work. Up next we have the neck pull. Let's start sitting with our legs, or sit up with your legs nice and long here. Nice and tall posture. Legs together, hands behind your head. First, let's round forward, gentle pull with the neck, and then sit up nice and tall, elbows nice and wide, and hinge back, slowly lowering vertebrae by vertebrae until you are down on the mat, and then either sit up with your hands behind your head or not. It doesn't matter. Kind of round forward at the top. The main part of this exercise is your hands behind your head as you lower down vertebrae by vertebrae. I had that sticking point where my body just can't stick to the mat, and I just plop down. But with practice, your sticking point will become less and less, and soon you'll be doing it as smoothly as Joseph Pilates himself. All right, bird dog, opposite of the dead bug. You come to all fours, you extend one leg back, hip height, and then the other arm out next to your ear. Let's then drive the opposite elbow to opposite knee, then back down. Alternate opposite hand, opposite leg. Take a second to really stretch in both directions. Really feel that stretch, and then try and stretch a little bit longer. And as you drive your elbow to the opposite knee, nice and slow, you can round your back for that. When you reach, you want to make sure your pelvis is square and you're not rotated up like this. You want to really keep your pelvis, your hips pointed towards the ground. All right. Up next, we have X-ups, similar to the tuck-ups we were doing, but we will do it a little bit more exaggerated. So your body makes an X first of all, and then you sit up. Right hand's going to come to left foot, and then you come back down, and then left hand to right foot, back down. To add or to make this more challenging, you keep your legs and arms levitated, elevated a couple of inches off the mat as you do each rep. So either feet on the mat, legs on the mat, or you're elevating them the entire time. Keep that going. All right, nice work. What's up next? Crisscross knee to elbow. So what we were doing earlier, a simpler form, we'll go a little bit faster. Legs to tabletop. Extend one leg as that opposite elbow tries to reach the opposite knee. Slow, controlled. The leg reaches long as you curl your head, neck, and shoulders off the mat. So you're not pulling on your head, you're using your abs to lift and twist your torso off the mat. Woo. My abs are on fire from that one. All right, corkscrew, lower ab movement. Place your hands down by your side. Glue your legs together, then straight up to the sky. Once you have that, bring your legs over to the right, down, around, over to the left, stop at the top. And then you reverse that over to the left, down, around, to the right, stop at the top. So this whole time, you're keeping your lower back on the mat. Your hips are just barely moving. Your lower abs are really doing all of the work, controlling your legs. You're keeping your legs glued together and as straight as possible. When you go down and around, I want you to think of reaching your feet for that front wall, getting the best, most extension you can forward with your legs. What's next? Crunch. All right, so this should be considered like a rest break for us. Your feet are on the mat, your knees are bent, hands behind the head. You curl the head, neck, and shoulders just a little bit off the mat. And we're going to do small crunches, elbows nice and wide. You're looking at your belly button. You have a small fruit, like an orange. An orange really isn't a small fruit, like a lemon or lime, underneath your chin. So you're not crunching your chin to your chest. You have some space, and then you curl up so you can see your belly button or your thighs. And you just do small little crunches for 10 more seconds. 2 and 1. Pelvic lift, pelvic lift. From that same position, ensure your lower back is in the mat. Your hands are pressed down by your side. Your feet may be closer to your butt, knees parallel. As you exhale, you peel your pelvis up all the way up to the top, and then you hold it for a breath, and then on your next inhale, you lower it down. So you curl your pelvis, you tuck your pelvis under, exhale, push up to the sky, hold it for a second, and then on the way down, you feel each vertebrae lowering down, touching Keep that going at your own pace. I like to kind of arch and lower my pelvis when I complete one rep, just to kind of reset myself. All right, we have the seal up next, which is kind of like open leg rocker, kind of like rolling like a ball. Seal, take your hands, sit up nice and tall, take your hands in between your thighs, grab your ankles. Let me adjust my mic cord here. Legs to tabletop, tap your heels 3 times, 1, 2, 3. Then you roll back, hold it, tap your hips 1, 2, 3. Roll forward, hold that tabletop, 1, 2, 3. Roll back, tap your your heels 3 times. Whoops. I'm on kind of like an angle here, making this a little bit difficult for me. So you don't want your neck to be on the mat at all, just like open leg rocker. Mental reminder to not do this between the carpet and the wood floor. That's kind of difficult. All right, wood chops. You could sit cross-legged if you'd like. And then we're going to twist. Hands in prayer position. Twist to one side and then twist to the other. So imagine you have an axe in your hand and you have trees to the left and right of you, and you're chopping those trees with your hands. You want to sit up tall, twist as far as you can, follow your hands with your eyes. You'll end up looking behind you. Last 10 seconds. Then we move on to our next exercise. Nice work. Next exercise is a beast hold. Static movement. All right, let's come to all fours. Come to all fours. When you have that, curl your toes under. Lift your knees a couple of inches off of the mat. And we're just going to hold that for the next 35 seconds or so. So you just hold this. Your knees are a few inches off of the mat. Your butt is in line or lower than your shoulders. So you don't want to be up here. You want to be way down here. Knees just hovering off of the mat. Another 15 seconds before we move on. How are you feeling? Your core should be on fire. I know mine is. 3, 2, 1. Excellent. Tabletop crunches. So before we did the crunches with our feet on the mat, this time we're going to bring our legs to tabletop, glue them together. Same idea, hands behind the head. Small little crunches. Since we did a variation of this, if you want to make this a little more challenging, as you recline your head back down to the mat, you can tap your feet on the mat, and then as you come up, you bring your legs back to tabletop. So you keep your legs glued together, lower back on the mat. You just tap your toes as your head touches the mat, and then you crunch up, legs back on the tabletop. So either using your legs or not using your legs. We only have 5 more seconds. Nice work. Cherry pickers up next. Imagine your toes had cherries on them. You bring your legs straight up to the sky, glued together. Reach up. Try and grab those cherries off of your toes. Will you eat the cherries attached to your toes? Is that hygienic? So I'm just curling my shoulders off the mat just slightly. I have my legs as straight as I can get them, glued together, reaching for those cherries. Last 10 seconds. Keep it going. Nice work, y'all. Oh, last exercise of the day, our plank, this time for 1 minute and 31 seconds. Flip on over, step your left foot back, right into that strong plank. Do you have your abs engaged? So you're squeezing them. You have your toes curled under. Maybe your legs are together or maybe they're hip distance apart. Slightly retracting the shoulder blades. Keep on breathing. Less than 1 minute to go on this plank. You got it. You got this. You got this. 45 more seconds. Maybe you get bored of the straight arm plank and you lower down to a forearm plank. Maybe you move your feet together if they were apart. Maybe you keep your heels together and slightly separate your toes so you're making a V with your feet. Pilates plank. Maybe you're pulling your elbows towards your knees and your knees towards your elbows. RKC plank. Last 10 seconds. When that timer goes off, we'll sit back into a child's pose and do a short cool down. Great work. Make your knees wider than your torso. Sit back into that child's pose. Shift your weight back towards your heels. Maybe walk your hands over to one side of the mat. A strong core will help you in everything you do. Every day, walk your hands over to the other side of the mat. Excuse me. Seems like my mic is working more consistently after I basically refastened everything, made sure it was secure. All right, walk your hands back to center. Come up to all fours. We'll do some of those same movements that we started out with. So from all fours, we'll do a few cat and cow movements. So exhale, round the back for the cat. Inhale, drop the stomach, look up for the cow. We'll do one more cat. One more cow. Nice work. Let's walk our hands to the front of the mat. Do that high cobra. Let your torso, your hips fall towards the mat. Squeeze your butt. Exhale. Get that pelvis even closer. Look up. Nice work. Let's come to seated. Cross-legged. Whirl our wrists around from all that planking we did today. Great job on those planks, by the way. Hopefully you were able to support your body weight for longer than you thought you could. Let's do a side body stretch. Reach your arms up to the sky. Let your right hand fall to the mat, then the right forearm. And then reach over to the right as you look up at your left hand. And then back to center. Reach up towards the sky. Left hand falls to the mat, then the left forearm. Lean over to the left. Keep your right hip on the mat. Look up at your right hand. Then back to center. We'll take 2 big breaths. Hands behind your back. Inhale, reach up. Exhale behind your back once more. And exhale. That's it. 30 minutes of core Pilates work. You did great. If you enjoyed the video, please watch one of the hundreds of other videos on the channel, or subscribe, or tell your friends. Have a great rest of the day. We are live every Monday through Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. Hope to see you then. Bye now.